took an in-depth look on selecting stone surfaces for your home, but that's only part of the process, which is why we prepared 2 episodes on this subject.
Hi, my name is Chase Urso. I'm the General Manager for Marble of the World, Florida. Welcome back to our Pompano facility. We've really created our showroom to show the different applications and installation methods that are possible when you're using our products. Trying to communicate that in the most effective way to our consumers and try to educate them in that aspect.
We've got some expert advice on what to look for when it comes to the design possibilities and installation of stone surfacing on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. I'm excited to bring to you guys part 2 of our show on stone surfaces. Now, last week we talked about all the tips on selecting the right slabs for your home project, but today we're going to take it one step further and talk about the design and installation possibilities. Today we'll get an in-depth look at countertop thickness and edging options, the importance of accenting stone with lighting, the latest design trends, and so much more. Chase, welcome back to SoFlo Home Project.
Nice to have you guys back as well.
We are happy to be here again because last week we covered so much when it comes to selecting the right stone surfacing and slabs, and you shared a lot of tips with our viewers. But this week, really want to jump into the design possibilities and even installation possibilities with stone.
Yeah, it really takes to another level when you start getting into all the design aspects that natural stone can bring to the table and other products as well.
Absolutely. I'm looking at this beautiful Taj Mahal slab, got the leather finish, one of the great finishes we've discussed, but the edging of the countertops, I think in terms of trends, because we've seen it evolve over the years, where are we at now? What's the most popular thing you're seeing?
Yeah, I would say by far and away, this is the most common of the edges, the edge profiles that we're seeing right now. This is called a mitered edge. So just as an example, this is the thickness of the slab. So you can see the thickness compared to the edge here. And the mitered edging is a solution where you can apply or use a thinner slab like this and create this thicker edge profile, which is in high demand right now.
Perfect, and then it just gets mitered at the top corner, so no seam.
It kind of hides the seam, so you really can't see it with the naked eye.
And that's a big thing, because back in my earlier stages of my design career, I remember the biggest concern people had when it came to countertop edging was seeing a laminated seam right through the middle, and this eliminates that.
And that was done what's called lamination, where they just stack 2 pieces, creating that middle seam. This kind of eliminates that. And also it allows you to really go as thick as you want.
Well, that is a great look. And another, I think, very popular look we're seeing right now is the waterfall edge of a countertop. And you've got an example of it.
Yes, and that's just basically you're taking the same edge technique all the way down to the floor.
So in addition to the waterfall, what's going on behind you over there is cool because we have like multi-levels of like stone blocks.
Exactly.
How is that made?
Basically, the first step is the millwork. So whether it's a cabinet or not, you can create kind of a structure that's fully clad in stone. And it's all done by this mitering technique where they cut the stone at a 45-degree angle, which allows that fold over and then to hide the seam at the edge.
Now, I wanted to address also different edges other than the miter, because over the years, as we have seen stone trends, but the edges and the way it's installed also trends.
Yes. So
you've got a good visual over there.
I have an example of what I'll call a little more traditional edging. This is probably for a very long time the most popular, which is just a bull nose.
Yes.
And that's essentially you're just rounding the edge, and I'll turn it. This is an example of just a flat polish.
Just that clean look.
Exactly.
So we have a lot of 2-centimeter thick slabs here in South Florida.
Right.
Sometimes you get the 3-centimeter stone that is sometimes thick enough to be a countertop on its own, and that's a good opportunity
and
to use that edge.
That's one of the benefits of going with the thicker material. This is a 3-centimeter piece here.
Right.
Because you can just polish the edge, and essentially maybe it's not as thick as this edge, but you can achieve a thicker edge than the 2-centimeter, and it gives you other options as well. This is a beveled edge.
And the bevel is usually a very nice transitional look.
Yes.
So there's so many, there are so many options, and there's so many design possibilities, and we are gonna check out more of those when we come back. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, the do's and don'ts of stone tile installation.
I'm Tat with FHIA, and we're going to help this family change out their old jalousie windows with beautiful new impact glass on today's SoFlo Home Project.
So far in my visits to Gulfstream Park Village, I've shown you beautiful furnishings, but today I'll show you something a bit more functional. But first, hurry and register to win our Home Sweet Home Stores at Gulfstream Park Village $5,000 gift card giveaway. But more on that later. Now, let's go find something a bit more functional. This is the Container Store. Hi, Manisha.
Hi.
So I am so excited to be here. Our viewers always ask a lot of questions about closets and designing the perfect closet. So here we're at the Container Store. You've got a lot of beautiful custom closets. Maybe we'll start with this one.
Yes, so this one is our beautiful Avira Collection, which does come in different finishes. It gives you a much more modern look.
So something to match just about any decor, and I love that. Different wood finishes.
Exactly.
Now, here at the Container Store, it's not just about getting the assistance with the closet design and selecting it and making it all work, but you could also get all of the things that actually go in the closet. I mean, not the clothes, but the jewelry boxes, all of the shoe organizers, all of the things like that, right?
I'm so happy that you noticed that, because that's the thing. When you look at the displays, you see a complete look. So we would want our customers to enjoy that experience. And with that, you can just get all of the organizing products right here at the Container Store.
What you do here at the Container Store is you could fully help the customer design the closet in person and also virtually?
Yes, so they would have 3 options. So we can do it in the store virtually, or we can have our design consultant come out to your home and do the whole process with you there.
Very nice. Now we've got some more closets. There's a really beautiful one I saw behind me when I was walking in, and it's a very light, natural wood finish. That has a lot of doors with glass and all of that. So let's talk a little bit about what's in that closet.
Absolutely. So that closet, it's called our Laren closets, and those are floor to ceiling built in. It has lighting, it's completely customizable.
So Manisha, designing the perfect closet is half the battle, but then you got the whole aspect of organizing it. Can you guys help with that?
Absolutely. So we have our in-home organizers that we partner with, so we can take care of that. So we design the closet, you can have it installed, and then we can have the organizers come out to complete it with the organizing products and set everything up for you perfectly.
Wow, that sounds like the perfect one-stop shop for all of your closet organization.
Absolutely. That's what I say all the time. It's a one-stop shop for everything.
Manisha, so this was so great seeing just a little peek of all of what you offer here at the Container Store, from the organizing components to the actual built-in closets themselves. So thanks for sharing some time with us today.
Thank you.
Time is running out for you to enter the SoFlo Home Project and Gulfstream Park Village Home Sweet Home Stores at Gulfstream Park Village gift card giveaway. So go to local10.com/contest to enter. Thanks for coming along with me to Gulfstream Park Village. 10 home stores, 1 location. And the deadline to enter our contest is this weekend, so don't forget to get your entries in. You can't win if you don't enter. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are here at Marble of the World with Chase Urso, the general manager, and we've been talking about all the possibilities when it comes to natural stone.
Yeah, so now we're basically recreating natural stone in the porcelain format.
And it looks so real, because I think to our viewers at home, if they didn't know that, I think to the naked eye, if you're not seeing the edge and realizing it's not a natural stone from just the side, knowing it's a tile, it looks so real.
You need a trained eye these days to really identify whether it's a porcelain or a natural stone sometimes.
Absolutely, and whether it's porcelain or natural stone, the sizes of tile getting larger.
So really now the The smaller sizes that we are carrying and stocking are the 36 by 36 inch square and the 24 by 48 rectangles.
And that's funny to hear you say that, because when you say the smallest sizes, so
Right.
I think about years when I started out in design, 12 by 12,
Exactly.
18 by 18 was considered a large tile. Now that's a size you don't even see much anymore.
This is standard now. And now we're even seeing the larger format sizes of this is a 4 foot by 4 foot tile. Very common in the South Florida market.
What's behind us here is really indicative of a lot of the flooring trends we're seeing here, specifically even in South Florida.
Yes. So right now we're seeing a lot of light colors, whites, maybe off-whites to the creamy or even cold colors, a lot of grays, maybe a concrete-esque look. We're seeing a lot of that, absolutely.
It's not just about having the right look, the right installation is also key.
Absolutely.
And we are going to share some of the things you should know about tile installation. But first, let's see what Tack Granada from FHIA has for us today.
When we had the opportunity to meet with this homeowner, there were several things that they expressed that they weren't happy about regarding their windows. First, they were the original construction. They were the original windows that were put into the home. They're the old jalousie style windows that we see every day, not sealed properly, don't provide any hurricane protection, and they certainly didn't provide any energy efficiency. So we looked at several windows. We looked at different manufacturers, different styles. They ultimately went with a great product from Custom Window Systems, and the reasons for choosing that window where they plan on being here for a long time, and they wanted to do something not only for hurricane protection, but also make their home more energy efficient. And we selected sliding windows, mainly because of the configuration of the opening, where it's a lot wider than it is taller. Also, in some of the areas of the home, like the bedrooms, we were concerned with egress, which is the fire code for an exit strategy in case there's an emergency. So with the sliding windows, we're going to be able to meet that code as well. So let me get out of the way and let the boys get in here so that this can get done. So they're just putting the finishing touches on this installation. They're still cleaning up the windows before they get done for the day. Everything turned out really well. It's the 2-light roller. It's a sliding window. We provided them with the hurricane protection they were looking for. They chose the Solar Max technology in the glass, which is going to reflect all the heat away from the home, making the space a lot more comfortable while saving them a lot of money on their energy bills. And again, the lifetime warranties were really important for them. They also went with a white vinyl frame just to clean up the look of the house, and they're really happy with the curb appeal of the home now and how different the new windows make the house look. So great installation. They chose a great product and they're happy with how everything turned out. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Tat. Chase, now like we said before, installation is really just as important as selecting the right tile. I mean, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely. When you're selecting flooring material, especially large format, one important thing that sometimes is not thought about is making sure that the tile is rectified.
And share what that is, because I think that's a great industry term for people to be aware of.
So a rectified tile is when the tile is, after production, trimmed to be both square and perfectly 90-degree edges. What that will allow you to do is basically install the tile as tight as possible and reduce the grout joint as much as possible.
So that minimal grout joint is a look that I think everyone wants. Gone are the days of the wide grout joints, where with the installation we have to think about getting someone who's more specialized in the product.
Yes, so getting a properly certified installer, many times it will actually be a fabricator who has to install those large format tiles.
Just a great takeaway on things when it comes to installation to think about.
Exactly.
And we're going to explore more great design possibilities when it comes to stone when we come back. Coming up next, how to use lighting to enhance the beauty of natural stone. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're here at Marvel of the World with Chase Urso, the general manager. Chase, this might be my favorite part of the entire showroom.
Yeah, here we showcase a variety of our semi-precious stones, and then we have all of these kind of channels outfitted for backlighting. So you can see how each stone looks with the light behind it.
And that, I'm glad you mentioned backlighting, because that is sort of the topic that I think we really could address. It's a great way to highlight natural stone is by accenting with lighting, and backlighting being one of the main things.
Exactly, and there's different types of stone that you can backlight. Obviously these semi-precious is an example of one, and also certain marbles can be used for backlighting.
Really? So when you are looking for that type of stone, you just want to make sure it's going to have translucency.
Right, exactly. Also crystals, which are considered a quartzite, those come in white, you know, that's the most common color, but they also come with a lot of oxidation, which adds a lot of gold movement in it. And they also come now in green colors. There's also pink cristallos.
Wow. But there's more than just backlighting. You may have a regular slab of marble or quartzite or granite that you want to highlight in other ways with light. And why don't we share some of the most easiest ones to do? Right,
so you know, there's always the downlights. So very common, especially on a textured wall, you'll see what they call relief. So then it actually casts a shadow down, because if you could imagine, you have the light.
Makes
and then,
it pop.
Exactly, and it really adds an element of you know, texture and a different mood to the room.
Absolutely, and also like, even as I saw earlier when we had entered through the showroom, the book match slabs at the very top, there's like a wash of light. So when that's your art.
Exactly, a wall wash.
So, and then underneath the countertop is sort of becoming another popular area to highlight.
Very much so. So especially on those big islands or a bar, underneath they might have a on what we call the kick plate.
Right at the very bottom.
Right at the bottom.
And that's a strip of LED lighting.
Exactly, exactly. It's an LED. There's a few different ways to do it. I think the best way is to have the LED strips that shine back at the wall.
This is all stuff you have to think about before you go ahead and get everything installed. Like, you have to know ahead of time that you're going to light it, so you can make the provisions for that.
Exactly. They have to basically design the countertop with that in mind, you know, having power in the right spot, and maybe transformers depending on what type of lighting system.
So sometimes it can be a little bit more involved, but for all of this beauty, it takes a little effort, but it's well worth it.
Absolutely.
So we have seen all of the beautiful ways that we could accent stone with lighting, but I think it'd be fun to share a little bit of the trends. And we are going to check that out when we come back. Next on SoFlo Home Project, we dig into the latest stone surface design trends. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're here with Chase Urso at Marble of the World. Chase, we have seen so many cool things. Everyone is always wondering what is trending, and I think in our market here in South Florida, we have some really specific trends.
Yes, absolutely. So we talked about this a little bit, but the quartzite material, as far as natural stones go, is probably one of the most popular kitchen countertops today.
Absolutely.
This is an example of a quartzite here, one of the lighter quartzites. And I just wanted to show, kind of in comparison to a granite, which is maybe, you know, our parents' houses all had granite growing up. And you can really see the difference in kind of the structure of the stone and why quartzites are so popular these days.
Definitely, and it's a lot more calming and more veining as opposed to more of a spottier type.
More of a flow, you know, a little bit softer, where the granites can get a little bit more spotty, if you will.
Absolutely. And now, when it comes to the quartzites, any popular colors that you were seeing trending here in our market?
Yes, so Taj Mahal is a very popular color right now. We're seeing a lot of the cristallos. Those are, you know, we can't keep those on the shelves.
And those are the ones that can be lit as well.
Yes, those can be backlit as well, exactly. We're seeing a lot of the green colors starting to come on strong.
Love that trend.
Yeah, and there's a lot of green quartzites that are very beautiful as well.
So that's an exciting new color. We've had blue for so many years in other parts of design, and stone, I know it's a little more rare, but seeing this green, these very calming, soft greens.
Yes, and then any of the lighter quartzites, you know, in South Florida, everything is, you know, I think especially with the heat, people want to keep design lighter. So these whiter quartzites are also extremely popular, and there's a variety of those.
Great. Now there's some more textured things over there. What finishes are those? What stones are those?
Yeah, so this is actually porcelain. So we're actually seeing a lot of textured porcelain for outdoor, you know, pool decks, things like that.
Just a different option than the traditional paver.
Exactly, exactly. So this is actually a thicker porcelain. So that's actually a paver. We would consider this a paver for like a pool deck. And it has this very textured anti-slip application.
Definitely anti-slip.
Right. And the reason that I brought both pieces in is because you can actually continue your same porcelain floor inside and then continue it outside in the two different finishes.
That perfect seamless look.
Exactly.
So Chase, we've talked about some of the color trends, the type of stone trends, but edging trends that you're really seeing being popular besides the waterfall that we talked about earlier, this is very cool. What is this edge?
Yeah, so this is actually a reverse beveled edge where the profile of the edge is actually very thin, but then as you go back towards the countertop, it gets thicker, which adds strength.
Well, Chase, this has been awesome. I hope our viewers at home got a lot of great tips. Just being here was not only we enjoyed a tour of the beautiful showroom and all of the inspiration around us, but learned a whole lot more about natural stone.
Well, thank you so much, Alena.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful journey. Thanks for having us. And now let's check out what we have for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. Join me as we tour one of the largest condos in South Florida. This 2-story penthouse apartment offers an abundance of luxurious living features. Now let's check in with Hunter Franke, the host of SoFlo Health, and see what he has going on tomorrow. Hunter, what's up?
Hey there, Alena. This week on SoFlo Health, guess where we are? Yep, you're right. We're at Frost Science Museum, and
it's a dream come true. We visit an organic bakery that shows you how you can eat bread and lose weight. Publix gives us a tour of their new convenience options to grab and go or cook at home. Speaking of food, summer is just about here, and we'll share some healthy snacks that can survive the heat without refrigeration.
It's all right here, same time, same place, 12:30 on Local 10 for SoFlo Health. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Hunter. We will definitely be watching. And to our viewers at home, thanks for joining us this week. And we hope to see you again next week for another episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloHomeProject.com. You could also submit your own design disasters, and you never know, we could be knocking on your door to help. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.